Hi everybody, it's bedtime Stacy here because I'm in my jammies with no makeup on, so no haters are allowed here today. I'm with some really great friends, Brandy and Ashley, and we're here to kick off the 24-hour readathon. Yay!
Yay!
We're gonna be reading this, I hope.
Oh, your copy is so much prettier.
Which one do you have?
Oh, I like that one.
I actually like that one better too.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like
Maybe
books with the characters on the front.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
can see what they kind of look like.
She's thick, though. That's for sure.
Yeah,
she is.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
What is it, 600?
624.
Yeah.
Lots of readathon
It's big
points.
writing, though. Kind of. Okay, so, I didn't give you guys a chance to really introduce yourself. Brandy, this is your first time solo on YouTube, right?
Yes. I'm in Steve's setup here. He even gave me some pink lights behind me to girly it up a little. But yeah, I'm just Brandy, and I read with Steve a lot, and Stacy, and all the other guys on the Creeping Death forums that Steve has. And I don't make videos, and I don't have a YouTube channel. But Steve drags me along with him, so sometimes you see me on his channel. Steve talks about books and stuff. So. My husband.
And Ashley.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm from Read Not Sleep Later, which I think is super fitting for what we're about to do. I read a little bit of everything, but currently I'm really into horror fiction and just fantasy and, of course, this stuff always. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm so excited to have you guys here today. I've been looking forward to this since we first decided to do it months ago. And but especially after finishing A Court of Thorns and Roses last month, I liked it. I liked it enough, obviously, that we're reading the next one. I gave it 3.5 stars, but I heard the second book is like way better, so I'm really excited to get into it. I'm curious what you, Ashley, you've read it already, correct?
Yes.
So Brandy, I'm curious what you think is going to happen. Do you have any predictions or any expectations, things you'd like to see happen in this book?
Well, I'm excited. I gave it A Court of Thorns and Roses 5 stars because I loved it. I think we're going to see Feyre go through some of the trials of becoming a fairy now. And I think that we'll probably get a little bit of her relationship, now that they're safe and together. But I also think, she has to go to the night court now. So that's going to be a big part of this story. That's my prediction. And I forget that fairy's name, the night court guy.
Rhysand?
Rhysand, yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Rhysand.
Rhysand.
That's how I say it.
Okay.
I think everybody says it different. I listened to the audiobook along with the first one, and I can't remember how they pronounced everything. I had to listen to it towards the end because in my vlog, I could not remember the names of everything. And then when I looked it up, I was like, I'm not going to get on video and mispronounce all this. So I listened to it, and then somebody told me, oh, she doesn't pronounce it right. I was like, okay.
Somebody told you didn't pronounce it right?
That the narrator for the audiobook doesn't pronounce it right. So I don't know if the author has come out and said how it's supposed to be pronounced, but I didn't bother looking it up.
Yeah.
But
I know. I just come up with it in my head, like how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Well, they shorten his name and call him Reese. I would think that's how you pronounce it because rice sounds silly.
See, in my head, he was Rice. Rice, like the food.
Yeah, Tamlin's not that hard to figure out. It's all the other names.
Yeah, they're complicated names.
And is it Phaedra?
Feyre.
Feyre. Sorry, no D.
Yeah.
Feyre. Because
I spent a lot of I think there was like halfway through the book, they actually phonetically spelled it out. So that's when it's Feyre. I don't even know how I was saying it before that. But
I'm going to admit something. If there are names that that aren't easily read for me, I just think of them as I'm reading through as the first letter of their name. Like I don't even pronounce their name in my head. Do you guys do that? I saw you nodding your head, actually.
Yeah, I come up with nicknames. So if I can't get like the name down right, I'll just like shorten it and be like, okay, you're Bob. I don't care. Like you're just gonna be called Bob.
that's a good strategy.
Whatever works. Okay, so Ashley, you've read the second book and you think it's better than the first. Is it your favorite out of the trilogy?
Yeah, it's got to be my favorite. I haven't read Court of Frost and Starlight, and I haven't read Silver Flames yet, but out of all of them, this is my favorite book. Just because they said it's supposed to be a. Never mind, I don't want to say it.
No spoilers.
It's I know it's supposed to be off of it's a retelling of a really classic story, and I think they do it really well. Like because the first one it was based off of kind of like Beauty and the Beast,
Mm-hmm.
and then this one's going to be kind of the same thing except just hits differently. There's something about it.
So I've been spoiled already for what happens in this book. Yeah, a friend of mine thought that I had read it. So she misunderstood when I told her I'd read A Court of Thorns and Roses as having only read the first book. She thought I meant the trilogy by the same name.
Oh.
So she said to me, what did you think about blah, blah, blah happening? And I was like, what?
Oh, man.
So
yeah, I don't even know. I haven't even read the synopsis or anything. I like to go in without knowing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have, but it wouldn't spoil me now because I know I know something. I don't know everything. So she just spoiled one big particular thing that happens. But I'm interested to find out how it gets to that point. So that'll be exciting. But I was I looked at her. I was like, what are you? I think you're misunderstanding what happened in the book. And she's like, no, it was in the second book. I was like, I haven't read that.
Oh, no. You'll have to tell us after we read it what part.
Yes.
I'm sure we might know by then. But I didn't know Court of Thorns and Roses was going to be a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And I know I probably might get hate for this, but I don't like Beauty and the Beast retellings. I don't like Beauty and the Beast. But it was good. I felt like it was done well, so I could deal.
Yeah, how do I drop Brandy from this?
I wasn't going to say anything.
We can't agree on everything all the time, Stacey.
I know.
It would be boring.
I don't know if it's because of the time of my life when the Beauty and the Beast Disney movie came out, but it was then and still is my favorite of all of the Disney movies. But I think it's because that was in high school, and I really had come into acknowledging that I was a book nerd. And so in the beginning of that movie where she like goes to the bookstore and she's talking about, reading a book about Prince Charming or the Prince in Disguise, all that, that's it. That's all it took. I didn't care what happened throughout the rest of the movie, but I also just love the love story. And I know that it isn't the most healthy relationship, and I know that the story gets a lot of flack for that, but I've read much worse.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really why for me. I don't know, I just never really the Beauty and the Beast thing. And I think it's natural for book lovers to love that story just because she's a book lover. But
one of the things that I thought was very interesting in A Court of Thorns and Roses, instead of making her, a lover of books, she was a lover of art, and she was an artist instead of a book reader. And so she was still artistic, but in a different way. And I liked that. I liked that Sarah J. Maas still had the basics of the story, so that those who love that story were able to see it and enjoy that, but to also have those unique plays on it, so that people who maybe never seen it, which I don't know how they wouldn't, or didn't like it, still can enjoy the story. And it didn't stay Beauty and the Beast the whole way through. It really went on its own towards the end, which I really liked.
And she couldn't read. So that was
Yeah.
kind of
It was like the
total
complete
opposite.
opposite.
Yeah.
It's so ironic because here we are, the big book, readers, we're book nerds, and then we are falling in love with this character who can't hardly read. It's like usually, readers connect with readers, but we don't care.
No.
Didn't you feel so bad for? I felt like so bad for her that she couldn't read.
I was like,
just so-
Tamlin,
so sad.
you better teach her how to read right now. Like, it's going to happen. Like, I need
Yes.
it to happen.
That's
Here.
my prediction too for this book. She's gonna learn how to read.
Yep.
I hope.
And then she's going to find some note that Tamlin wrote that says, she's so stupid. And there, there has to be some new conflict.
Yeah.
It can't be all great. Sorry, that's not a spoiler because I don't know.
That's the spoiler.
But if it happens,
That is
I
no.
swear.
Feyre's so dumb.
Can you believe I fooled her into loving me? My God.
What an idiot that can't read.
I'm gonna spill all over myself.
She's so stupid.
So did you guys, I'm curious, when I was reading, I almost put this in the vlog, but I had thought I knew what the answer to the riddle was at the last, well, it wasn't really a trial, but the riddle from that Amaranthia, God, these names, the ugly witch chick.
Yeah.
The riddle that I was like, I'm so sure I had this figured out. So in the vlog, I was going to predict what I thought the answer was, and I decided against it. And I was glad I didn't because I was stupid and did not get it at all. Which I felt like when I found out what the answer was, I was like, well, that was really on the nose. Why didn't I think of that?
It was really on the nose. It was really on the nose.
Yeah.
And I didn't even try to get it because I was just kind of thinking, I just want her to live. Because it was kind of a side thing for me that was happening, this riddle. And then oh yeah, there's a riddle, because all of this other stuff was happening. But I did not guess.
I knew it was going to come down to the
super
riddle.
obvious.
Yeah.
What did you think it was?
What?
Oh, go ahead, Ashley.
Oh no, I was saying I can't remember. It's been like 7 years since I read the first book, so I might have to go and see it.
The answer was love, and the riddle was kind of. So I thought it was going to be. Did I say life? Oh, now I can't remember. I think it was immortality or something, or time or something like that, because it talked about once you have me. Those who have me don't respect me, or you don't want it anymore. And it was just like weird things. And I was like, oh, it's, something that people strive for their whole lives. And I was like, well, these are immortal beings. So maybe it's immortality, maybe it's time. So I was like, I know it.
Yeah.
I know it. It's time. And then even when they said it, I was like, oh, they're lying to her. No. They're about to say, nope, you got it wrong. And then something's going to happen. I really thought it was going to twist on its head. But so we're about to start the second book. And Ashley hasn't read the first book for 7 years. And Brandy, even though we watched it or read it last month, I have some trivia questions for us to go over for the first book only. So if any of you guys who are on here, which I think it's just Steve, this will be spoilers for the first book.
Steve, if you get anything wrong, I'm going to be so disappointed in you. You better have read that book.
No,
he
way
read it and
he
gave
read
it
that
5
book.
stars.
And he doesn't care if it gets spoiled because he's not going to read it.
Okay, so hopefully these aren't too hard.
I know I brought the book in here, but I won't cheat. It's been like not necessarily just last month, but like 10 books ago.
Yeah, I know. For you can read like 20 books a month. We always make fun of Raoul, but you're just as bad.
Not that many. I think I did like 12 books last month, maybe.
12 big books. I read 11 books last month, but 6 of them were less than 200 pages.
Yeah.
So you read
Alice
like
was huge.
600-page books.
Yeah.
I read 6.
But you probably read big books too.
Yeah.
6 is a good month.
Time.
Like the book I'm reading right now, I talked about it last stream. Now I can't remember what it is. But To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. I'm about 500 pages, but it's so disappointing because like you look at the book and you're like, oh wow, that looks like a lot, and then you're like, there's still a whole lot of story left. But it's a challenge, and it's a challenge that I'm willing to take on. So,
what type of book is that? What is it, like a fantasy book? Fantasy genre?
They call it a sci-fi fantasy, which I've never heard of, but it's definitely set in space. Are you all familiar with the Mass Effect, the video games?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I think you mentioned that though on one of the last streams.
Yeah.
No,
So it reminds me a lot of that. It's out of space, and it's kind of like not really the end of the world, but like this, she's got to save humanity. Like, well, so.
That's good though. You're
It's a
enjoying
First
it.
Contact story, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And what's funny is the aliens that they encounter, they call them jellies. And so every time I hear that, I'm like, I want some Jello. Like, this is making me really hungry.
Okay. So do you guys have any readathon snacks? Anybody? No?
I didn't bring a snack. I brought drinks. I was afraid to get. Oh, those are good though. I was afraid to get crumbs on Steve's setup here. We all know he's a little particular about messy things.
I have
share his
some,
books with me because they'll end up greasy with fingerprints.
So that's why he has his own book.
No, I was gonna read his Nightfall, and then I realized it was free on Kindle Unlimited, so I thought I better just get that because the last book I read, I took the cover off of it because it was a hardback, and so I took the what do you call it, the
Dust jacket.
The dust jacket. And so when I was looking, I must have been eating some popcorn or something, but there's fingerprints on both sides of the book. So then the book I read right after that was going to be one of Steve's. So I thought I better just read it on my Kindle. I don't want to take any chances. He wouldn't be mad, but
But you could hide it. Put the dust jacket back on. Nobody will know. Well, he knows now.
Well, thankfully that one is my book.
Oh, okay. Okay. Question 1. What was the name of the wolf that Feyre killed and who used to work with Tamlin?
Oh my gosh.
All right. There's multiple choice here. So I wanted to see if you could answer before I gave you.
Elliot. Is it Elliot? No. Oh, sorry.
Elliot's not even one of the options.
I feel like it starts with an E. It's an E name.
It's an E name. So Nesta, Andreas, Andrew, or Lucian?
Oh, it's Lucian. Wait.
Oh, that's what
I should have gone with Andreas.
It's Andreas.
Yeah. See.
Mm-hmm.
So I did this already so it would give me the answer so we could do this. And I also answered Lucian because that was the name I remembered. And I kept thinking, yeah, that sounds kind of like the same guy that's in Underworld and he's the werewolf. So I was like, that's got to be him. No, I was wrong. And I just read this. Both of us just read it.
It's going to be bad. I'm telling you.
Well,
and then you throw multiple choice in there and I start second guessing myself.
Okay. Number 2. How many arrows did Feyre shoot to kill Andreas?
1.
I think she only had 1. Oh, but she shot one of her other ones too. She only had one of those special arrows. I forget what it was
What
called.
were Ashwood?
Arrows. Ashwood.
Yeah. So
2.
she shot
I'm
him
gonna
a second
go
time.
with 2.
Okay. Ashley?
I'm
1.
probably gonna get it wrong.
So the answer is 2. But now, second question is, where did she shoot him with the second arrow?
In the eye.
In the chest, shoulder area. Is this?
I'm impressed with some of the things you do remember, even if they aren't totally correct, because she did shoot him in the shoulder with the ash arrow, but
Well,
she
there
shot
you
him
go.
in the eye with the second.
So the
that's
eye was
good.
the second?
Yes, it was the
Was
eye
that the
with second.
question? The
Yes.
question was okay. But the second arrow, I remember her saying, I don't even think this is a fairy anyway, but I'll just shoot my other arrow.
Yeah, so she shot him in the eye with the second arrow. Well, because he didn't die with the ash arrow, which is why she didn't think it was a fairy. Because she expected it to like melt or something. I don't know. But it didn't die right away. So she's like, oh, it's not a fairy.
Yeah.
Question 3. Who fought for Feyre when Amaranthia was crushing all of her bones?
Oh, what's that guy's name? I can't remember his name.
Is it
Oh,
Lucian?
Lucian. Yeah. He's the friend, right? Or the, I don't know if he's a friend, but.
So the
guy that
options
lives-
are Lucian, Tamlin, Rhysand, or Augur. I don't even know who Augur is.
So
If it's somebody in the book, I feel really stupid.
I don't remember that name. I think Ashley's
So I'm gonna
right.
I'm gonna go with Lucian just because I remember how mad I was that Tamlin wasn't stepping in.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it.
Hmm.
Brandy, same?
I feel like Lucian helped her at some point. So I'm going to say Lucian too.
Okay, is it Rhysand or Rhysand?
Rhysand.
Rhysand.
Right. No, I just said
Rhysand.
earlier, I just said Rhysand. So I don't know.
Rhysand. We're going to say Rhysand because Rice sounds like a really silly nickname. So Rhysand, so we could call him Rhys for short.
Yeah.
And that would be the correct answer, was Rhysand.
He fought?
He fought Amaranthia when she was killing Feyre. And I can't remember. I think Tamlin, so Lucian, she tried first and she knocked him out, right? And I can't remember what was going on with Tamlin, why he wasn't doing anything.
That's right.
Or
It's
if he could do
all
anything.
coming back.
There was some kind of curse or like spell where he couldn't harm. Like he had to follow Amaranthia or whatever her name is.
Yeah, she
'Cause-
had some kind of spell on him.
Yeah.
That witch.
I know.
He was
Oh,
her
bear.
boy. He was her boy toy. Very boy toy.
Okay.
Naughty, naughty.
Question 4. Tamlin did not help Feyre's family after she arrived at the Spring Court. True or false?
False.
Yeah, that's false.
Correct.
He took care of
That was
them.
an easy one.
He charmed them.
He charmed them. He helped them get a big, huge house and gave them lots of money. Or he didn't give them money, though. He found him a job or something, right?
That dad. I don't know.
Oh, what about those sisters?
Yeah, the one sister, I forget her name. I think it starts with an A. She was growing on me, the one that they couldn't charm. And I think I was just fascinated with her because her mind couldn't be controlled. So.
Elaine.
I forget her name.
I think it's Elaine because then the other one is Nesta.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm glad we're doing this because it's helping me remember.
This is fun. When I was doing it, like I said, I wanted to be able to, it won't give you the quiz I did on Goodreads doesn't give you the answers until you complete it. And so I was like, this is great because I forgot some of this stuff. I don't know how much of it is actually necessary to enjoy the second book, but I mean, the main thing is we know that she ends up with Tamlin and the witch is dead.
Yeah.
Wicked witch is dead. So, who is the main character? I think we all know.
Feyre.
Yeah, I hope we know. What was the color of Tamlin's eyes? I got this one wrong.
Green.
Green.
I said violet. Was one of them have violet eyes?
Or Rhysand?
Maybe
Maybe?
Rhysand.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who is Lucian?
Oh, he's the friend of
It's not giving me the multiple choice.
Tamlin. Gosh. But he also is from what court? He's from a different court.
Autumn.
Autumn
I
court?
think. Yeah, I think so.
See, I'm going to have to refresh all the courts.
See? That was actually one of the questions, so you can skip that one. So what happened to one of Lucian's eyes?
Oh, dang.
When I saw this, I was like, what do you mean? Because I forgot that he only had one eye.
Well, I think I think I remember the witch did something to him because he went in and helped Feyre after she was hurt. Wasn't she hurt and after one of the trials, and he came in and helped her heal? Or was that recent?
So she took one of his fingers for that, didn't she?
Oh.
He had already lost his eye.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he already had.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened.
Because didn't they say, I swear in the book they said something about how he had like a weird fairy-like prosthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just imagining that.
Oh, yeah. It was still that witch lady, though, and it had something to do with her sister. Was it the whole thing that happened before with oh gosh, and then she had that one guy's eye in
her ring. Yeah, what a weird chick, man.
And it would like move when.
Oh man. Okay, so the correct answer, you got it right, is she scratched it out with her nail. I don't know why we need those details, but because of his loyalty to Tamlin, was a punishment to Tamlin by hurting Lucian, which is kind of what she does throughout the whole book, right? Because she doesn't want to hurt her boy toy, so she hurts all those he cares for. Evil woman. Okay, so where is Lucian originally from? I think this is wrong because it says here, we all said Dawn Court, right? And that's what I thought too. This is Autumn Court.
Yeah, I think we said Autumn Court.
Autumn Court.
Where did I get Dawn Court from? Okay,
The only way I remember that is because all of Lucian's family has like red auburn hair, so I always think red hair, Autumn.
Okay, that's the next question: is what color is Lucian's hair?
My bad.
No, it's fine. I had answered yellow. I could not remember. I'm horrible with descriptions of people. Is it woman, man, woman? Big busty woman, because we always know that. The author always makes sure we know that. What color is Feyre's hair?
It's brownish.
Yeah, you're looking at the cover of the book.
Yeah, I was gonna say auburn.
Yeah.
See, it's auburn. No.
It's emerald green.
It's the
okay, she's got luscious emerald green.
If only that was an option. Where is Amaranthia's court located?
Under a mountain? I mean, do we have to be more specific? I guess.
Ashley?
It was under a mountain, but I feel like I kind of feel like she hijacked somebody's court.
Was it the Winter Court?
It says under the mountain is the right answer. But
Oh,
I
okay.
also thought it was she had hijacked another court. So one of the options here was under the night court. And that's what I put because I thought it was under a mountain, but it was still part of the night court. But
Oh, I remember there in the book they were talking about how she kind of was like the queen of all the courts because well when they're there at the end and Feyre's doing her trials and stuff, each court has a member there to represent that court. And so I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, it's been 6 or 7 years, but
yeah, you read it when it was cool. We're
That
just
was the-
passionate here.
Yeah.
that was actually the beginning of my booktube obsession.
Really?
I read Girl on the Train, and then I was like, I want to see what other people are saying about it. So I plugged it in, and I think I ended up finding one person who did like a thing over it, and then from there just went downhill.
I read that book. I remember that book. I was
did-
actually in a book club when I read that book. I read it for my book club, but we used to get together and meet at a restaurant. And it was one of the picks. I thought it was a good one.
I
Girl
did
on the
too,
Train.
but so many people hate on it.
I felt drunk reading that book. Like, didn't you feel that way? Like, just reading about her just made me feel drunk. She was just drunk.
All the time.
Made me want to drink a gin and tonic, though.
Okay. So I didn't get this one right either. How many courts are there and what are they?
Oh, man.
The Winter Court, the Spring Court, because that's Tamlin's,
And there's
the Night
there's a-
Court.
Yeah. Summer Court, right?
Is it summer? Because there's also a dawn.
Yeah, there's night and dawn, and then all the 4 seasons, I think.
Night, dawn, Winter Court, spring, summer, autumn Court. So I'm gonna say 6.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go with that too. I'm gonna copy Ashley.
I lost the answer. I'm trying to find the answer now.
That means we're right.
We win.
Well, I can't find the answer. It got cut off somehow on my sheet here. So that sounds about right. I want to say it was 7, but I can't remember what the 7th was.
Maybe under the mountain one,
Maybe.
if that's the White Court.
Oh no, this book is not the Throne of Glass. Ashley, come on now.
I've never read that one, but I'm
Yeah,
told I should read.
it says 7, but the list of the courts is cut off, so I can't see what they were.
That's gonna bug me.
It is. You have to look it up.
Oh, dawn, night. Yeah, dawn, night, day, spring, summer, winter, autumn.
Why is there a dawn and
So
a
there's
day?
a day.
Yeah, there's a day. That's the one. I don't remember that, but
I don't either.
That's a weird one. I don't know. Okay. What is the first thing that Tamlin says to Feyre and her family?
Oh,
I will take good care of her.
killers.
Brandy got it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're okay.
Killers.
Well, he says murderers. That's
Oh,
pretty close. I did not get this one at all. I
He
was
just
like,
like
oh,
busts
no.
through the door and calls them murderers.
Does he actually say he's going to take good care of her too? Because that sounds familiar also.
Oh, I don't know. I was just messing around.
So he said more. Obviously, he said more than that, but I could not remember what he said. The options they had here all sounded good. So it was, why did you kill him? And I thought that was probably it because he needed to know if he was killed out of hate for fairies, right? Because that's the only person that could break the curse. Then murderers, and then did he attack you? I was like, that sounds good too. And then the only one that I decided was not a right answer was I am mad. I was like, yeah, I don't think he said that. I am mad.
I am mad.
You killed my wolf friend.
I mean, he does say a lot of stuff after that, but the first word, he just busts through the door and calls her a murderer. Or the whole family, really, because I think he's trying to figure out who it was.
When thinking back to that scene, don't you think it was a little bit over dramatized, considering he sent the wolf out for a purpose to be killed, and then he shows up like mad that it happened?
Well, he had to make it believable.
I guess so. I guess he had to show that he was mad so that she would leave with him.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. At the beginning, it didn't bother me, but
don't you always feel sometimes when you talk about a book after you've read it, it's when you're reading it, it's really good, and then I'm always like telling Steve about a book, and I always hear myself saying the words and not believing what's coming out of my mouth. Like, and then this big fairy monster guy busts through the door and he says, "Murderers," and then, but when it was happening, it was so cool.
Yes, I've been there.
I literally thought.
Explaining. Go ahead.
I literally thought, like, my interest is piqued. This fairy man barged through the door. Like, okay.
Yeah, we're different though. What is Tamlin?
A fairy? Oh, he's a. What do they call him?
Shapeshifter? No.
Oh, he does shapeshift.
Let me read the multiple choice. So you guys, you're getting off in a different
high fae. Okay, go ahead.
Keep going. Keep going. High fae.
Bored.
Yes.
Oh.
It like see it comes back.
The options on here is servant, which you kind of thought at the beginning that he well, you didn't know he was a lord at the beginning. Then it says immortal is one of the options, which obviously, and then High Lord was the correct answer. What does the wall look like?
Bushes and trees and thorns, maybe? I don't know.
I don't remember.
So it was invisible. So it would have looked like bushes and trees because it was invisible. And I missed that until later in the story when she tried to go back and she was trying to find the opening. And I thought I had pictured throughout the whole book like this big stone wall. And it wasn't until she tried to go back to whatever fairyland is what I kept calling it because I can never remember the name of it. And she couldn't find the opening because it was invisible. And we're getting to the end here. How many weeks? So this leads up to the next book. How many weeks does Feyre have to go to the night court every month?
I think she negotiates it to 1 week.
Yep.
Every month.
Every month, 1 week. With that darn rice guy. Rice cake.
Rice.
You guys are going to be reading it and calling him rice.
Yeah.
Reese.
What did Amaranthia do to the summer court fairy?
Man, I don't remember. She ripped his wings off.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
And
Man,
that's
if
when
we were doing this for points, Brandy.
it takes me a second, but it comes.
I'm impressed because I did really bad on this quiz. I was like, I know I read this book. And it's multiple choice.
I felt so bad for him too. He was so
Yeah, that was a really sad
really
moment.
sad.
It was a real turning point for Feyre too, right? And Tamlin, for him to see Feyre not want to be there with the fairy that she was starting to care. Tamlin content. What did Oh, I didn't know this one either. I don't remember this in the book. What did Tamlin have contests about when he was younger with his war band by the border? So I'm guessing when they went to the border, they had a contest with his war band. And the answers are cut off on this one too. So we'll just skip that one.
To see,
Unless you guys remember.
I was gonna say to see how many they could kill, but that's probably wrong.
I don't know.
I'm just completely drawing a blank on that one.
Yeah, I don't remember, and I can't remember what the answers were, and they got cut off. So, what was Amaranthia's first task for Feyre?
The tasks, like not the trials, but the tasks.
The trials.
Oh, okay. Because then she was having her clean stuff too, huh? Was it that big giant worm? Was that the first one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Midgard.
The second one was pushing the right button,
Mm-hmm.
or.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all she had to do was read something.
And then the last one was that she had to kill Tamlin. Oh, that was sad.
I was like, how is they going to get out of this one? I don't know about you, but I was really like, how? I didn't expect what happened. I did find the book predictable in many ways, but there were moments like that where I was like, I don't see how they're going to get out of this one. So it was cool.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
You already answered all of these. It was talked about the rest of the tasks. Well, why did Tamlin survive the last trial? Why didn't he die when she stabbed him?
Oh, I almost just talked about that too. Do you remember, Ashley?
No.
He had something around his heart. Wasn't it? It was part of the curse. Like
Yeah.
some hard thing around his heart. It was like
he had a stone heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she shot him in the heart. So she realized he couldn't be hurt in the heart.
Did Feyre die?
Yes, no.
I feel like she did, and they brought her back.
Yeah,
how
she
did they bring her back?
All of the leaders of the courts gave her a little bit of their life.
Like all the High Lords gave her. Was it like some of their magic, or I can't remember exactly what.
Piece of them somehow. Like I don't know if it was just their magic or it was actually part of themselves. But yeah,
that was a cool moment too, because it was kind of an appreciation to her for saving them from that chick.
That chick. Wicked witch.
Wicked chick.
Of the court. And when she woke up, what was she?
It was a fairy.
What says a High Lord? No.
Oh.
A maid? No. Did she go back to her family? Not after she woke up from being dead. So the only other option was a High Fae. But I did not remember them being specific about what she was, just that she was now a fairy and that she couldn't leave.
Yeah, I remember them saying High Fae
Okay.
at some point because of the fact that it was all the High Lord Faes that made her, I guess.
So the last question is, and I did not know this answer either, what does Tamlin's mask look like? And I guessed, and I happened to guess right, because the options were kind of stupid. Do you want me to read the multiple choice, or do you think you remember?
I think I remember. Is a fox?
I'm gonna say a
Doesn't say
lion.
here. It doesn't say the animal. It just
Oh.
describes it.
Oh.
Well, shoot, I don't remember.
So let's start out with
fox
what
face?
color it is. Is it black, white, gold, brass, copper? All right.
I'm going with gold.
Does it have any other ornamentation on it?
Emeralds.
Yes.
Green. Yeah.
And what part of his face did it cover?
His eyes. Or, yeah, just not
Was
his.
it?
Just like up here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just one of his eyes, right? Like it was kind of like.
Yeah, it says it covered his nose, cheeks, and eyebrows.
Yes, like.
I don't know. Is there a picture of it?
She could see his
Oh, one of the
eyeballs,
colors.
though. I remember her saying she could see the color of his eyes, but she could see his mouth.
All right. Does that help you guys remember enough to move on to
that was
All
good.
Right. So we're going to go ahead and do a reading sprint. And I'm thinking just the first 2 chapters, which is 20 pages, I think. Yeah, a little more than 20 pages.
Okay, so we all
And
have to tell me, how does this work? We just read.
we're just going to read. We can mute ourselves.
Okay.
And then, or you don't have to, and we're just going to read. And then when everybody's done, we'll talk about what we read. And what we now reading the beginning, what we think is going to happen. I don't know how much of it, how much is going to happen in these first couple chapters, but I thought it would be fun to just read a couple of pages, or read the first 20 so pages and just see what we think.
Okay.
All right. So normally when I've been in these reading sprints, they put up a timer, but because our time is based on how many pages we're reading, I'm not going to put up a timer. Plus, I think it's just the 3 of us in here. I don't even think Steve is here anymore.
Yeah, he's at work. I think he's just in and out. So.
All right.
Are there bathroom breaks in reading sprints? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to run real fast. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys in 24 pages.
First 2 chapters?
First 2 chapters.
Okay.
I hope the chapters are the same in both books. I would imagine so.
Surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking, it says page 24.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, see you guys in a minute.
See you in a minute.
Is anybody done? Almost.
I have a few pages left, actually. I'm like 4 pages left.
All right. I just
Are
want to
you
make
guys
sure
done?
you guys weren't waiting on me.
Oh no. Ashley, did you finish?
Yeah,
Oh, she's
I
fast.
finished it. But I didn't have any. I went straight into reading. I didn't have any potty breaks or anything. So
Didn't have any computer issues. Like I just kept reading. I was like, it's rebooting. All right, we'll let you finish planning. I'm going to take a break.
Okay.
I'll be right back. He's in so much trouble.
All right, I finished. Are you guys both done?
Mhm.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You guys read fast. And whoa.
That's steamy fast.
I know.
We're
Really
only,
fast.
we're only 20 pages in. Come on.
Okay, I felt a little awkward reading that.
I
don't
know.
why.
I know. I was like,
Can you see me blush? So hopefully Yoli was able to catch up. She said she was 20 pages in.
oh, well, I think it's 24 that, yeah, 24.
So Yoli, we read the first 2 chapters, and now we're going to chat about it. So, Brandy, what'd you think?
Okay. It creeps me out a little bit that this tattoo, I forgot about the tattoo. Can he see everything? Like he's seeing what's going on at the end of the second chapter, or he's just watching all the time? Reese. Weird.
I don't know, but that is creepy. I didn't think about it until you just said it.
Yeah. She's always talking about covering it, or she did talk a couple times about covering it. So he would, because he's always watching. Oh my gosh. He watches her through that tattoo.
Mm.
So
That's really
weird.
weird. That's really weird.
Yeah. Now that makes the ending of the last chapter feel even more awkward.
More creepy. What did you think?
Ashley?
I'm just looking at this second to last sentence. And I'm excuse me? You're not telling me what to do, sir. Excuse me.
I think that Lucian's gonna have a love interest though in this one.
Yeah, I think so.
Another weird name though. How would you guys say that one?
I don't even think I pronounced it in my head. I just read over it.
Which one?
Ianth or Ianth? Ianth?
Oh, I said Ianth.
Ianth? That's a weird name.
But I posted a video in the forum of Sarah J. Maas pronouncing the names in the book. But that's one of the names. Ianth wasn't in there. It was mostly just like the main characters.
Yeah, because I forgot about Alice or Elise. What would you guys say?
Yeah.
What would you guys say yours?
I say Alice because it's easier.
Alice.
Yeah, that's how she said it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And it sounds like Alice from the Brady Bunch. Like she's kind of a caretaker lady too.
Yes. That's funny.
I don't know. I'm excited, guys.
Yeah. I was surprised how quickly you got into the steamy romance.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I've heard the smut level gets upped in this one. That's about the only thing I've heard about this.
What do you guys think about how Tamlin is treating Farah?
I'm thinking after what they just went through, I kind of understand a little that he's pretty protective. And also, she's kind of a symbol of, like, she was a savior for their people, kind of. So I think that her survival is important, you know, for the people, favorite fairies, or, you know, I don't know if that makes sense.
Those pointy-eared people.
Yeah.
Ashley, you shook your head.
I just think he's putting her on a pedestal, and I can kind of sense that she's not too happy about it because she's wanting to be a part of the court and make decisions and help. Like, for example, they were talking about the village in there, and she's wanting to go to the village, and he's like, no, you're staying here. Like, you're not going out there because if something happens, God forbid, like, and I don't like that.
I was thinking too, as a human, she pretty much held her own, but
Right.
I mean, she certainly could probably take care of herself as a fairy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It's like, and I have a feeling that that's going to end up being a conflict for their relationship, something that they're going to have to overcome, because I can't see her putting up with that for very much longer.
Yeah. And they're already getting married. Did they get engaged at the end of the last book, or is that something that's, I forgot
Yeah, he
about that.
proposed to her.
Oh yeah, on the field, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Which
getting
was
married.
already kind of quick, but
Yeah. She hasn't seen Reason yet.
which I'm surprised he hasn't, considering how he is and how, I'm surprised he hasn't tried to make her. Is he not going? Well, I guess he will eventually force her to come back, because it did say something in the back of the book.
Yeah, it's been a few months, but he hasn't requested her presence yet.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. She's going to be all rebellious because she's so locked up right now. Not good for Tamlin.
Maybe that's what they're setting up, with Tamlin not letting her go out, that when Rhys does reach out to her, she's going to want to go because she feels trapped where she's at now. Well, that could be interesting.
Be like, get me out of here. Cause all kinds of trouble when she's there.
I thought it was funny, the wedding planning, and how much that was so on the nose for any. I don't know, Ashley, if you're married, but I know we did a backyard wedding because I was like, I don't want to do all that planning. We did a buffet, so we didn't have to worry about seating. You sit wherever you want. So we didn't do seating charts. It was like just too much.
We got married in our living room.
Yeah, so I just didn't want to deal with any of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was like a few months before the wedding, and my friends were like, have you planned anything yet? I'm like, it'll get done. We'll get married.
Yeah, we definitely had a very fly by the seat of our pants kind of wedding. Because we were supposed to have an outdoor wedding, and then it was super cold because we got married in November. And then so at last minute we decided to move it in. And then we didn't even think about music or anything like that. We just hooked up one of our phones and started playing just blues and jazz music, and it's ridiculous.
But see, those are memories you still get to have. Even it doesn't have to be a big fancy thing. But I just think it's funny in books or movies when they have the wedding planning. I'm like, see, that's the reason why I did it the way I did.
Well, we always say we would never do it any other way. I mean, we just got married in our living room with a few people, and then we went to a brewery and paid for everyone to eat, and it was fun. I don't know. I'm not the type, though, to do that big old party thing with the fancy dress. And
I did a fancy dress, though. I had to do that.
I wore black.
My mother-in-law made my dress.
Yeah, but I had white flowers on my shirt. I think I still have the shirt.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. What were you saying, Ashley?
Sorry, Ashley.
My mother-in-law made my dress out of my great-grandmother's dress.
See, that's really cool. That's really cool.
That is so cool.
That was the only extravagant part of my wedding. Everything else was because I was just so stressed out. I'm like, I can't do this. I just want to enjoy myself. And there for a second, I was like, let's just go on a cruise and get married on a cruise ship. No big deal. And we didn't do that. we suffered.
Sounds fun, though.
Yeah.
That's really cool, the dress.
Mm-hmm.
That's special.
That is. So, Yoli, what did you think of the first 2 chapters?
I can hear Yolene smut.
I was telling my sister while we were waiting for Brandy to slowly finish the book or the chapter. I was telling her I was so tired right before we started this live stream, and I've had 2 cups of coffee, and now I'm like, let's read.
Yeah, I think the reading sprints with the timer might be more for me.
I just wanted us to stop at the same point so we wouldn't spoil anything.
No, that's good. I drink too much. Too much drinks over here.
You're right. I wasn't expecting the smut. Yeah, I wasn't
Interesting
either.
enough, this is actually marketed, when it first came out, it was marketed as a young adult.
I still can't believe that.
Because the new adult slash like that the mix of whatever this is wasn't prevalent during that time, so they had to market it as young adult instead of new adult, because that wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, I saw some reviews years ago when I first heard about it, was saying that, you know, it's very racy for a young adult book. But I didn't know it was marketed that way. I thought that it just kind of ended up with some of the reviewers who are a younger age. But knowing that it was marketed that way, wow. I found it on the adult shelf. I thought it was an adult book.
Mm-hmm. I think they've changed it to where it's more on like the adult spectrum, just because of, I mean, you guys read the smut scene that we just witnessed.
I wouldn't want my teenage niece to be reading that.
No.
So, Yolene, I think we all kind of agree that he's way too controlling. I just don't get why he would be. I like Brandy, you said, I guess I can understand, but it doesn't make it right. In this case, it's like, dude, she saved your ass as a human.
Yeah.
You kind of, maybe lay off a little bit, but I could see that maybe the author's trying to set set up things so that maybe Pharaoh, in order to make it, I don't know, make it so that Pharaoh wants to go to the other court, make it more interesting.
Yeah, and then they mentioned, or she mentions not being a mate with him. I know that it's some kind of connection they have to have, or to be mated with each other. So they don't have that.
I would think they would, but
So the way I understand it is, wait a second.
Is it
What were we talking about?
where? Okay, I can't remember exactly where it was, but
Oh, the bond.
yeah, they have to have a certain bond in order to be mated to each other, and that they don't have that. So I'm guessing that that's going to be something like of an issue.
Maybe that's something they have to work towards or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what makes that up.
So from my understanding, and from my understanding from other books, is that sometimes they will meet their mate and they'll have only one mate per their entire life. And she doesn't really feel a bond with Tamlin right now, but she was talking about in the first couple of chapters about how she hasn't noticed it yet, but because she has been made into a high fae, she's still trying to figure everything out. And so I think that's what the point is trying to get across, is that she's still unaware, but
yeah, you could still feel like she doesn't even know her own strength yet if she's cutting into her own hand with her fingernails.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how strong she is.
Oh,
and not only that,
have powers.
I can't remember her powers. That's what's sad. But I think it kind of pisses me off for the fact that like he won't even allow her to like mess around, like, or give her some kind of structure of how to use her powers, and like, you know what I'm saying? Because so she's kind of like all
figure it out. Yeah,
that bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably
one of the things go ahead, Brandy. I can't remember.
Oh no, I was just saying it's probably going to bother her too.
Mm-hmm.
What was I going to say? Oh, well. We were talking about the bonding and something popped in my head and I don't remember.
Yeah,
So my sister said, yeah, she wouldn't let my niece read that book either, but she's down to read it. Then you can't watch too many or noon because we might be spoiling some of the. Well, actually, we've already kind of spoiled A Court of Thorns and Roses, but nothing that isn't obvious. The couple ends up
So-
together.
something happens in the end of the first book. I don't know if y'all remember that, but something happens, and that plays a bigger part in the next book. Hold on, I gotta go. Hold on, I gotta check it out. Make sure I'm not lying to y'all.
Okay. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. I'll wait till Ashley gets back, though. I'm so glad that you were able to join us, Yolene.
Yeah.
I'm sorry it's so early in the morning for you.
It's early in the morning for us too.
Yeah.
But we just haven't
So-
gone to bed yet.
I gave Raul a hard time. He said that he missed it. But he'll be on because he has a video tomorrow that he has to get up early for. So
So are we gonna do the same thing at noon tomorrow? Just kind of hang out and talk about what we've read so far and
yeah. So we'll get it'll be a little less structured on the discussion. I'm sorry, more structure on the discussion so we don't spoil each other. Oh, it's 9 for her now.
yeah, because you guys will probably be way ahead of me.
Well, I thought I was going to go to sleep right after this, but now I think I might read for a few hours and then go to sleep. So,
Yeah, I'll definitely
I took 2
read
naps.
so you're ready.
2.
She's ready
I'm ready to go. Okay, so it's in here somewhere, but there's a part where someone is like, oh, that might be a bond. Like, maybe I should go and explore it, but I'm not going to say anything else.
Well, if it happened in the first book,
Was it recent?
I can't remember.
Mm.
Uh,
I'm sure it'll.
I don't have the first
Come
book
back to me.
I'd
I
look
have it back here, but I wouldn't even know.
where to look.
okay, well, I think I found it. Hold on.
Okay, read it.
Okay. Okay, what do you want? It didn't come out with the snap I'd intended, but as I remembered how he'd fought again to attack Amarantha to save me. This is Rhys-San talking to Feyre after everything's happened. Just to say goodbye, a warm breeze ruffled his hair, brushing tendrils of darkness off his shoulders before your beloved will see you away forever. Not forever, I said. I said, wiggling my tattooed fingers for him to see. Nope, that's not it.
Are
But
you
he has
suggesting
violence.
that there's a bond between Rhys and Farah? Or they felt something?
Rhys did, but I don't know who it was for.
Oh,
But he
okay.
mentions it in the back of the book. I can't find it. But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
I have to go and look at it now because I don't remember. I'm surprised I didn't make note of it. So I wanted to say something about the PTSD that Feyre seems to be going through. And I really like how that's written in here. That, that it's done very well. That she's obviously struggling with what happened. One of the things with books like this, when the character goes through, like Twilight, for example. Twilight is a really good example of, characters just brushing off horrific events and just moving on with their lives like nothing happened. And I'm glad that they didn't do that with Feyre. She turns into a fairy, and now she's okay with everything. So I thought that was good.
Yeah, I was thinking that exact same thing. I was thinking it's good that she's still like conflicted over everything that happened, and it's not just picking up and she's all happy and she's a fairy and she's tortured by the horrific events that happened, and that seems a lot more realistic to me. Even though she's a fairy, she's not realistic at all. But
all right, well, I don't know if you guys want to continue to read or if you want to shut off and read on your own. These were the things that I wanted to do. We did the trivia, we had our chat, we did our reading, we talked. So it's up to you. I'm going to keep reading, but we don't have to read online.
I think I'm going to keep reading for like another hour, and then I'll probably try and go to bed.
Yeah, that's what I'll probably go do too, is just read. We don't have to read online, or we can if you guys want to. I'm good with whatever.
I
don't want to stress anyone out to feel like you have to keep up. So let's go ahead and shut off the live stream, and we'll see where we're all at noon tomorrow. So I planned on tossing up some sprints on Twitter. So I will put you guys in a direct message. So I'm not throwing things onto the news feed, and I'll just send you guys messages probably in the morning. Well, later in the morning, and we'll do some just Twitter, or do some really quick sprints that way and say, hey, it's time to, if you're not already reading, let's jump on and read for 20 minutes, stop what you're doing and read. And then I'll do that again after the noon meeting too, to help us, especially when it gets later and we're all tired.
Yeah.
So
that'll be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Well, then I will see you guys either on Twitter or in the forums. And thank you, everybody who joined us here online. Yolene, I hope you enjoy the birthday party you're going to later. I'm sorry you won't be able to join us for our other live chat. But keep messaging us in the forum. Let us know how you're enjoying the book and where you're at. And thanks, everybody else, for joining us today. And we'll see you at noon tomorrow, or noon today. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. That was fun.
Bye. Thanks.